Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Ring Richmond Handicap for tonight's Big Ring Handicap event. The flat track of Richmond's going to provide very fast racing, suited to a bunch sprint or just a massive engine who can just destroy the field. So we'll welcome all starters today. Leach, Shaw, Winter out of Canada, James New, Kwan, Leonard, the second Irishman to join the Big Ring, Chester out of the USA, Matthews, McBrien, Kip, Van der Velde, also of the USA, Young, Clayton Marsland, Burns, Phillips, Greco, Fantana, Griffin out of the USA, Rowney, Davies, Ride Leader, and Bumblebee just calling go, go, go as we see there. Madden, Martin, Onya, Charalam, North, Panda out of Japan, Mead out of the USA. Neri from Brazil, shout out to Brazil, fantastic Olympic Games. Zygmunt out of the USA and Chibowent out of Poland at this week's lightweight at 55 kilograms. As you can see, the racing is underway, bunching up very nicely here. Virtually the whole field, barring any sort of dropouts, are able to bunch up using the drafting from Zwift. As I said, the flat course means that you really can't afford to fall off the back. As in real life, if the elastic band snaps and you just drift off the back of a peloton, it's very hard to find your way back, as we saw Martin there already struggling at the back. Young, Fantana just desperately trying to stay with the main group. You certainly don't want to let go this early if you can possibly help it. This is Steve North at the back trying to maintain contact. And Danny Matthews. That is unusual. And James New, that is unusual. And Young. So those riders already struggling. As we've seen from previous events and looking at the numbers, if you're 5 or 10% off your FTP and you lose contact, you are going to struggle. It's going to be a long ride home. That's James New still trying to work his way back on. So moving forward somewhat now, racing proper, and people in the group like Kip, Van der Velde, Davies, Clayton Marsland, Fantana got his way back in there. Steve North. This is Mead out of the US. Looks to be struggling. Rowney struggling. And James New, who has been competitive in these events, just perhaps missing the start there. And he's going to find it hard to get back on, where group seems to be rolling at 45 kilometres an hour. This is Danny Matthews off the front, and look at the pack chasing him down like a hunted dog there. I think they'll bring him back on this occasion, but definitely a statement of intent early on from Matthews. I've seen a bit of chat on Facebook. He's wanting to alter his FTP right before event, so no doubt Dino will run the ruler over that one post-race. But Matthews has come back to the group there, as we see a few people coming out of the back now. North, just look at him, he's really putting in there. And pressure on the front, I fancy, is what is causing the riders to string out there. You can see them just stringing out up ahead. That means the pressure's on at the front. This is Burns. Burns very prominent in social media over the last few days. And moving forward now, Kip and Matthews. This is the man doing all the damage. Working very hard. Davies calls last lap. Matthews is working at 180 beats a minute. Big numbers, and he's just ridden the legs off him straight off the front, and no one has been able to go with him. We see now Burns and Shaw riding together, so as the main group has split, we find these little partnerships. This is North and Van der Velde. As I say, it makes it easy if everyone's wearing the green jersey. Leach, next one back to Kwan, who's 7 seconds ahead of McBrien and Rowney. I'm not sure Rowney's status, but McBrien and Rowney, this will be a grudge match, a sprint that both will want to win if they can keep it together to the line. Back to Bumblebee Davies. And then Keith Leonard out of Ireland. Oh, it's Leonard and Fantana, both out of Ireland. Oh, amazing stuff. And Fantana and Ross. Ross, a regular at TBR, but he's wearing the wrong shirt this week. You find it easier if you just wear the TBR green everywhere. TBR's been been prominent this week on Zwift. Back now to James Chester of the US, Madden of the US, and Chibowent struggling, and New has packed it in. So recapping on the road, this is Matthews in first place, still at 180 beats a minute, just time trialing away. Kip, who this is potentially his first TBR race, Kip second on the road, with a couple of others there who haven't quite stuck to the TBR format, and Shaw and Burns third and fourth, so that'll be interesting to see how that one pans out. This is Matthews, no need to do this sprint at all, but he just powers it to the line, 182 beats a minute. Great work, Danny Matthews. Well done, victory. Back to Kip. Kip in the green jersey there, second place, well done. A clear second, and this is Shaw who has opened up a gap on Burns, so Shaw for third place, Burns for fourth. Great riding, and this is North and Van der Velde just coming around the U-turn together, but I think North showing his experience in TBR events. He's wound up the sprint quite early, extended on Van der Velde, potentially broken his spirit. I don't think we'll see him back. So that'll be North next across the line to Van der Velde out of the USA. Riding with Leach now, who's got a 1 second gap to Kwan. Kwan is in the orange jersey there. I don't know, he's coming late, coming hard. Leach is down to the line, and I think Kwan holds on there. So Kwan to Leach. Now this is McBrien and Rowney. I've got a little interest in this one. This is outstanding. You can see Rowney out of the saddle early. He started early in the draft of McBrien. Rowney leads out now. It's a long way home from here. Rowney in front, McBrien just biding his time. Now he goes past him. Great effort, McBrien. Rowney in the slipstream now. Can he respond? He starts to gain ground on him, and he's coming round the side, and look at this. Freeze frame. McBrien, clear winner in that sprint to Rowney. A great sprint there, though. Fantastic stuff. Davies comes across the line next. Clayton Marsland after that. Fantana and Ross now, looking like they might just ease it to the line. Oh no, Ross just pips him. Oh, that's cheeky. Ross gets out of the saddle and pips him. So recapping the positions, it'll be Matthews first, Kip second, Shaw third, Burns just missing out on fourth, to North, Van der Velde, Kwan, Leach, McBrien, Rowney, Davies, Marsland, and we've just seen now Greco, Mead, Chester and Chibowent and Griffin rounding out the field. Hope you've enjoyed this fast and furious big ring event at Richmond. It's been a great race. We'll see you again on Monday.